Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the news for February 1st, 2020. Yesterday, Eagle Dynamics posted their weekend news update. And basically the report goes like, hey, Paint the Anton continues. That's the little competition they're doing to create a skin for the Focke-Wulf 190A-8 Anton. The Super Carrier is still on pre-order, and you can still reap the benefits of 30% off while it's in pre-order. And if you own the Hornet, that's an additional 20%. So if you own the Hornet and you want to get the Super Carrier, it's only like 25 bucks, which is pretty cool. The coolest part of the news is it says Development Report 12 P47D-30. Polishing of this module continues, with work being done on animations, textures, flight model, and combiner glass sight. A series of interactive training missions are also being created. Please let it be good, you know? I'm trying to download Microsoft Flight Simulator and that popped up. A series of interactive training missions are also being created. Yes, please let them be good. Man, the only training missions I've ever found in DCS were worth a shit were the ones that Baltic Dragon did. And I think there was one or two others, but very few. And it says we're pleased to share some images of the Jug taking over the channel map. She's getting close. Now, I'm going to go to the screenshots area to show you those, but we'll just scroll through these real quick. It looks pretty damn cool. The channel map. Work continues on this map with detailing of more areas, adding landmarks, adjusting aircraft, AI, taxi, and landing behavior, and tuning some of the colors. We've been listening to your feedback, and we will be adding a couple of ALGs in England based on the USAAF units. We have also been researching the placement of the chain home radar stations. Man, that map is looking really tight. Very cool stuff. Hornet update. Basically, this is the list of tasks that the team is currently working on for the next open beta release. Please note that not all of these items may make it into the new open beta. Radar-directed gun sight has been updated to make it more stable and accurate. Feels like a new weapon. AIM 9X and joint helmet-mounted cueing system tones have been corrected. A lot of work has been put into the targeting pod pointing modes. Missile RMAX between the HUD and DDI have been adjusted. We are adding the ability to mount the targeting pod on Station 4 Cheek Station. In order to do this correctly, we must first recreate the 3D model of the pod because the current model does not support this. Corrected the B sweep line, added flyout symbols for TWS mode, corrected menu freeze that could potentially happen with GPS weapons. There will be more items and they will be included in the changelog. How about that? Viper update. The radar-directed gun sight is working great internally based on the EGGS Level 5 sighting. It is very stable and practically a sniper weapon. We are working on updating the dogfight HUD. I'm looking forward to that. Afterburn effect has been greatly improved. Quite a blowtorch now. Fuel flows have been tuned to be more accurate based on the available data. Turn performance further adjusted regarding over Mach 1 below 8,000 feet MSL. Wind is better accounted for in the flight model and displayed airspeeds. Several updates to the INS and alignment system. Corrected PPLI display in network play. Updates to the AIM 120 that include launch delay and HUD queuing or HUD queue centering in the TD box. Added ILS declutter function. Adjusted the command steering queue localizer to be less sensitive. Corrected AA TCN error. Added further functions to the Link 16 system. added cursor switch depress to switch between aim 9 bore and slave modes. Looking forward to that. And again, there will be many more that will be listed in the changelog, but these are the things that they're hoping to accomplish for the next open beta release. That's pretty cool. A lot of people have cried and moaned and bitched and complained that, there hasn't been enough love for the Hornet and the Viper. Here you go. And then it goes on to say 2.5.6 progress. There's been a lot of buzz about to move to DCS World version 2.5.6. And while many new features and fixes are in the pipeline, not everything will be available when the update first launches. We'll give you more of an idea of what to expect as we draw closer. Our goal is still to have the first open beta version of 2.5.6 in early February. That sounds pretty cool. Razbam and Miltech. Basically, these guys have just reiterated what we talked about a week ago. Was following messages from Razbam, we're pleased to announce that Razbam and Miltech are teaming together. This is basically just a reiteration of what they were talking about. The difference is, how will this work? Miltech has created a great piece of art with the bulk of the model and textures almost at a complete stage. Work still continues to improve the textures to make this one of the best modules in DCS. Razbam will be working on the coding and flight modeling to make her come alive. So, looks like Miltech has created the assets, and Razbam will do the flight model and the coding to add it to DCS. Sounds like a pretty cool combo. Alrighty. Here are all the new screenshots that they've come out with, which look rather cool, of the P47. Really, I love that texture, that really nice cockpit art. But, you really don't expect anything less, when it comes to DCS. I'm hard on them sometimes when it comes to their World War II stuff because of the cost of admission, but gotta admit, man, you really like to look at it, though. Compared to IL-2, IL-2 has a more cartoony, hand-drawn look to it, where this metal looks like metal, and in IL-2, metal looks like plastic, Man, that looks good. And this is over the channel map, from what I understand. That is going to be a fun plane. And while I haven't mastered any of the World War II planes I own yet, I'm sure I will buy this one when it comes out, because that's what you do, right? If you're a DCS diehard. Here's some more work in progress of the channel map. I really like that shadowing or mirror image of the cranes right there. That's pretty cool. Didn't notice anything like that in DCS before. Oh great, nighttime map. Yeah, I just made a video, I tried to make a video of the Focke-Wulf 190 night mission, and it comes out looking like mud when you're done with it. That looks really cool. Looks like they recycled a lot of the buildings, though, from the Normandy map. Very, very cool stuff. Yeah, even though this is the channel, this really looks like Normandy right here to me. Which isn't entirely a bad thing. That looks really cool. But again, this looks like some of the new areas in the Normandy map that they've just created. And again, that's not a terrible thing. Okay, in addition to DCS news, Flight Simulator 2020, this is shaping up really good. I'm going to play this video.
And welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yesterday, Microsoft released some new footage on the game, and as always with these things, this stuff is well worth taking
That looks insanely awesome.
To be expected, there's some exceptional levels of detail going on here. So let's work our way through this footage and see what's going on. This clip here then is called Baltimore, May. Now, out of all the clips released yesterday, this one was the longest. Some of them were just literally 6 seconds long or less. This one was...
And this is a guy named Obsidian Ant,
here, aside from the detail of the city
whose video we're looking at right now.
The movement of the clouds. Theoretically, if we were able to accelerate this up fast enough, we'd be able to get a time-lapse of this. However, the clip at 1 minute really isn't long enough to get a good feel for that. In this clip, as well as the following clip, we get to once again see just...
Man, that looks nice. You know, it looks almost like DCS in a way.
Level of graphics going on, it's very easy to wonder exactly what apparently going to...
Like right here, this kind of reminds me, DCS looks almost that good right there. It's the addition of the sky and how they're rendering the sky and everything that seems to really blow it away. And the lighting effects are way better.
Current PC hardware requirements, what I've been able to see online.
Again, right here. You know, I think they do this well in the Persian Gulf and in the Nevada map in terms of terrain. It's just the sky and the details. And then when they get into the more densely populated areas with the buildings, or the water even looks a little better too.
The 27th of January, so if you haven't got in yet, don't worry. There's still the opportunity to get in.
I mean, better is definitely better.
Below sea level. And talking of detail, just notice the little boat there off to the left-hand side of the screen. So, once again, some stunning footage on display from Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you want to take a closer look at these clips, you can find them all on the official YouTube channel, and I'll link that in the video description below.
Very cool stuff. And they've just moved from the tech alpha to the alpha now. And it's looking pretty cool. I got in on it, but I haven't really been able to get into it and do anything with it yet. I've had no luck. I'm hoping now with the new build, I'll actually be able to see it firsthand myself, but the Tech Alpha, I wasn't able to get it to run very good, or at all, rather. I mean, it would refuse to download a certain part of it, so that's that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is it seems like hardware prices are kind of crazy all of a sudden. I was just checking out like the i9 9900K. It's up to $529. And then the 9900KF, which is what I've been looking at and considering doing, is $499. Then you look at the Ryzen 3900, and it's like $489, and it's got way more cores. But again, the hard sell for me is, you know, DCS. And a lot of the games, the older games I still play, really take more advantage of the frequency of the higher frequency of the Intel stuff versus the higher cores of the Ryzen stuff. Now, once DCS gets to the point that it's using Vulkan, and I've asked these questions, but I haven't got answers yet, but I believe under Vulkan it will take advantage of more cores and be able to utilize. So maybe the Ryzen stuff might actually, you know, have a time to shine with DCS eventually, but it's not anytime soon, you know. But I have a i5 9600K, and I'm really on the fence about upgrading right now, and I've been looking at the 9900KF instead of the K, because I don't need the extra graphics processor that's built into the core of the regular K. This runs just as fast from what I understand. And again, this is even up to $500 and some over at Newegg. This is, I think, here in Amazon. Amazon has it for $489 instead of $499. And all of these were well under $500 around Christmas time. So I'm not sure what's going on with pricing, but it's not the best time to upgrade your processor right now. Except if you're going AMD, their stuff is super cheap. But again, you're not, you know, you're not, I don't, man, it's AMD is such a hard sell for me these days. If you're running at 1440 and above, then you might not see the differences as much. But at 1080, and then, you know, with VR running at the resolutions that this is, I don't see that AMD is going to help you much. It seems like the higher frequency of Intel is really what DCS is looking for. But again, you know, it's all a matter of opinion and what you want. And the other thing for me is I already have an i5 9600K on a Z390 motherboard. So if I wanted to go Ryzen, I'm talking about now having to get a 470 motherboard. Those aren't cheap. You're looking at about $150 to $200 bare minimum. Then new memory, because the Ryzen stuff, you know, for this to be able to run optimally, you're wanting like 3600 megahertz memory, and that stuff is more expensive than the PC3000 that I'm running right now on the i9. So it's a bigger investment if you're going from Intel to AMD right now, just to get almost as good performance in gaming as you can on an i9. So it's a very tough sell, guys, for sure. But I just wanted to report that it seems like the prices of processors are up right now. And I think it might have to do with the fact that, you know, this is income tax time, and I think they're getting greedy, and they're wanting to take advantage of that. That's the only other thing I can think of. I know the 10th generation cores are in the pipeline here soon, but from what I've seen, they don't look more impressive than what we have right now. So it's looking like, you know, I'm not going to feel bad about getting a 9900 KF, you know. And the only reason I'm doing that is my 9600K runs fine. I'm probably not going to see but maybe a 5 FPS jump by going to a 9900K. But I do a lot of video production now, and to be able to record the video and play the game at the same time and have a little bit better performance, I'm going to do better with having the extra cores and the extra horsepower of the the i9 over the i5. And I thought about going 9700K as well, but man, I figured at that rate, if I'm upgrading, I better go as high as I can go. So I'm done for a while. So that is the news for February 1st, 2020. Sorry there wasn't a hell of a lot more to report, but it is what it is. It's a slow week, guys. So as always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time.